what to read next, what to read next. As you can see, I love reading, and I've always found that there's been a book that has come to me in the right moment, at the right time in my life. It has transformed the way that I see things and has helped me grow. There's always that one book that comes at the right time. Now, there have been 3 books that have completely transformed my life, and I wanted to share those books with you guys. One of the first books that I read that taught me a lot about our thoughts and how not to identify with my thoughts. For example, it taught me that I am not my thoughts, I'm merely the observer of my thoughts. I know it sounds a little kooky, but all that means is when I have these thoughts of self-doubt, negative, worry, I learn not to identify with those thoughts and not to see them as real, just to see them as what they are. They're thoughts, they're passing by. So when I learned that I am just the observer and the thoughts are separate from who I am as a person, I don't spiral and I don't go into these negative holes of self-doubt and negativity that sometimes happens, because we all have that little inner critic in our head that's telling us that we're not doing things right or that we should be doing more. And it's not that this is true, this is just part of being human. You have all those negative thoughts that come up. So I've learned to detach from them. And I also learned that part of being human is going through negative experiences and experiencing negative emotions, but we resist it and we don't want to go through it, instead of just accepting it, processing it, moving on to the next phase of life. So that's the first book. The second book is Not Nice by Dr. Aziz. Now, everyone that I come across, I recommend this book to, because I find that most people struggle with this. They struggle with the niceness, the people pleasing, the fear of saying no. So everyone in my team, it's a requirement for them to read it. The identity of being nice is hurting you. It's not helping you. It's actually keeping you from speaking up for yourself. It's keeping you from creating boundaries with people. It's keeping you from saying no to others. And it's creating this cycle of people pleasing, the cycle of needing to be liked, of needing others' approval. And it's actually coming from a place of fear. And it's coming from a place of fear of rejection, fear of abandonment. So it taught me to speak up for myself and to stop being overly nice and people pleasing. So that book taught me how to stop being nice and how to learn to say no. And the third book is Eat the Frog. A lot of you have read this book. It's one of the most read books when it comes to time management and procrastination. And it really helped me in a moment where I was taking on a lot of responsibilities and I was having a difficult time managing it all and prioritizing what was important to be able to grow my business. So that book taught me to eat the frog. Sounds a little kooky, but all that means is learning to do the most difficult task first thing in the morning instead of procrastinating that task and dragging it out. So for example, for me, anything that requires a difficult conversation, I get it out of the way. I do it as early as possible. So price reductions with sellers, difficult conversations with my team, right? Difficult conversations with my family, just anytime that I'm feeling I have to do something that's difficult, I get it out of the way early in the morning. I build that confidence within myself, and then the rest of the day becomes easier. So if you haven't read these books, pick them up. Let me know what your thoughts are and comment below. If you had read them, comment what was your one takeaway from the books. If you have other books that you feel were really impactful, let me know, share them with me, and I'd love to read them. So comment below any books that you like or any takeaways from these books if you read them.